Meanwhile, let's
What's happening, people? Welcome to this week's edition of the Flex and Rants show. What's going on, Rants? Beat Wolves.
Yeah.
Predicted we'd just about get past them.
You're just edgy, yeah.
Then you stupidly predicted we'd beat Liverpool.
I said I would get something from the game, innit?
Which we didn't.
And we did get something from the game. We got a hiding, bruv. That's what we got.
You know, it wasn't 4s and 5s. I think we competed at least.
Should have been, though.
At times, Liverpool just had way too much for us, I think. We played almost to the maximum that we could with what we've got.
Yeah.
We got into some decent positions in the game, but lacked that quality, that final ball, that extra, do you know what I'm saying, cutting edge that we know we're screaming out for. But before we talk about the game and where it leaves us now and all of that, man, this Rashford situation, out for like 2 to 3 months now. A second stress fracture, they're saying. I know Solskjaer said in his press conference he tried to swerve it for me in terms of completely trying to squash any thoughts of like Rashford played through this pain barrier, etc., etc. When I think as fans we could kind of see this coming. Yeah. Henry Winter has gone on record and he seems pretty sure to say he needs now an operation, non-intrusive operation. And we're in a mess now. Now we've gone from always talking about long-term fixes, long-term plan, to Solskjaer now coming out and saying, actually, yeah, we might do some stuff short-term. And what does our team look like now if you take out the goals of Rashford? And where's that threat going to come from for the rest of the season, man?
It's
disgrace.
not, it's not. And we saw this coming. I said as well, Wan-Bissaka's another player that's overplayed, doesn't get enough rest. He never really had any fitness problems at Crystal Palace. He's had a little niggle here and there. Harry Maguire, again, someone who's always played at Leicester, injury-free. You're at Manchester United now. You're playing every game, even cup games where you shouldn't be playing. He was injured early on in the second half. Ole left him on the pitch and then he missed a few games. Paul Pogba was made to play through injury. He's had to have 2 operations. Marcus Rashford playing through injury. They're saying that his ankle, the guy was playing through pain anyway, and he had a back injury. It's poor management. And it's poor from the medical staff. From top to bottom, the club's an absolute joke, if I'm completely honest. And that's why Pogba had to get a second opinion to go to his own people, because clearly the people at the club are incompetent. And it runs right from the top all the way down to the management, the coaching staff, the physios, all of them. It's a disgrace. Biggest club in the world, and you can't even get that right. They all need to be thrown in the bin, and we need to start again.
It is strong words. I mean, it is embarrassing when you look at it, because like, even if, this is what pisses me off, even if Rashford didn't get injured, letting Sanchez and the thing come.
Not if he didn't get injured.
Like, we needed it.
Bro, he was injured anyway.
Yeah, well, for the whole time. So you knew that.
What happened there was only an exacerbation of what was already happening to his body.
So how could you not have seen this coming, especially play? Like, I remember Gary Neville saying, which I agree with to a certain extent, which was that we're in such a mess that Rashford's the focal point of an attack. And there's not really much else behind him. Chong's not up to the level to come in and play loads of games out there. Greenwood's coming into it. The argument is between him and Dan James, really, because Rashford's got the left side locked down. We need Martial at 9. There's no depth beyond that. So, and this is where, even for me, I've got to kind of look at what I was saying in the summer, because I know people will say, but Flex, you said in the summer, like, fair play to Ole to getting rid of these guys, like, for saying,
I remember I said, no.
But for me, where I've overlooked it is I was so gassed at kind of looking at the fact that he's gone, actually, you don't fit the style, you don't want to be here, right, cool, I'm working with people who want to be here. That I actually did overlook the fact of, actually, hold on a minute, when we get injuries up to that point of view, I knew it would be an issue because we're putting the eggs into 2 baskets, like I said, with Rashford and Martial. All right, fair play, Rashford answered the critics because he good scoring from him. But I knew we was always going to be in trouble if we got injuries up there. The same, but really, what I was focusing on was more midfield, because we knew in midfield if we got injuries we were toast. And now we got an injury to Marcus Rashford, who's been our best forward this year, and we're toast again. It's just an absolute shambles. And now the emphasis has now gone, whether you think rightly or wrongly, because we are going to need something to try and get us through to the short term. When all we've heard It's long-term planning. So if you were organised in the summer, which we should have been, we knew Lukaku wanted to leave, we knew Sanchez would be out the door, we knew Herrera would be out the door, Fellaini had already gone. That's 4 players straight away that you know you need instant replacements for. They made Pogba stay because he wanted to leave. All right, cool. But you just didn't get the reinforcements. You knew that attacking midfield, about like if you're talking about people ahead of Pogba, that Andreas isn't good enough. Lingard's not been good enough. Mata in and out, but he's probably still actually the best player in that position we still currently have. So you know there's areas there. I don't understand how we've arrived at this. Well, I do. Incompetence and stupid decisions, really.
Players don't want to play for Ole. Remember how confident I was that we were going to do business in the January? I mean, in the summer. You know
adamant,
why?
Yeah.
Because I had some very, very, very strong sources that told me that United was speaking to certain players. But guess what? They just didn't want to play for Ole, bro. Because if you know Lukaku's leaving, and you've got such a good relationship with Haaland, why didn't you get him then? And then Ole's going around telling United players that Haaland's coming in. Where's Haaland now, bro? Didn't want to play for Ole. That's just facts, bro.
Bagging hat-tricks in 15 minutes off the bench is what
didn't want to play for him. Do you know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of players that didn't want to play for Ole. Lukaku didn't want to play for Ole. Sanchez didn't want to play for Ole. Remember he came out saying, Sanchez is going to be important for us this season. He's going to score loads of goals. Sanchez said, I don't want to play for you. Gone, playing his rages. And how much of it got injured.
How much? Yeah, and it's still our problem. How much of it, though, on the other side of things is Man United, Rants? How much? I know we've always got this thing of Man United's a big club. I know we always got this thing of
not anymore,
we got peas. Exactly.
Not anymore.
So what I'm saying is, how much of it is actually, all right, your opinion might be some of these players don't want to play for Ole. How much of it is some of these players don't even want to be part of this mess? Because it isn't just Ole. The mess of the club, it's like, do I want to go there now, not challenge for anything for 3 years? Let's be realistic here.
Yeah.
Not challenge for anything for 3 years. Come into a squad that isn't good enough and they're not going to invest too much in the squad, i.e. in more than me. So say like a Sanchez or whatever, heavy investment in him, but not really much else around that. Then obviously he flopped, whatever. Some players who aren't good enough, like a hierarchy that's all over the place. Do players even want to be in that mess?
Bro, let me tell you why.
Away from Solskjaer.
Let me tell you why it's both. Because you see when Mourinho came in, do you think that Zlatan would have come to Manchester United for any other manager? No chance. Do you know what I'm saying? A certain level of manager has a certain level of pull. When Van Gaal was at Manchester United, Thomas Müller would have come to us. He wanted to come to us. Bayern Munich didn't want to sell. The difference is, when you've got a certain manager of a certain caliber, his black book of all the players that he's managed or he's got a relationship with or the agents he's got a relationship with, you also inherit that. Who the hell wants to come and play for Ole Gunnar Solsjkaer, bro? No one. Even the current players that we have, Chris Smalling didn't want to play for him. That's why
Bruno Fernandes might.
No, you'll come for the money. You'll come for the money. You'll come for the money and come because he's got moving from to a better club.
So you don't think players that will come here now will see Ole's vision?
If they come to Manchester United, they're coming for Manchester United, not because it's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but he's got no pull. Do you know what I'm saying? He's got no pull. The guy's been a manager a coach, a recognised coach, whether it's in the United reserves or whatever, for over a decade. And look at his level. It's embarrassing, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? That's why when certain men want to compare him to other managers, he's had the same amount of time in coaching as Pep Guardiola. On paper. And look at the disparity between the two managers. Ain't no one trying to play for Ole. Let's be real. Manchester United aren't even top 10 in the world in terms of most attractive football clubs. If you're a young player with aspiration to go play for, you want to play for Dortmund. You'll rather go even to an Atletico Madrid or something like that ahead of a Manchester United, bro. Or go to a Paris Saint-Germain.
But with the players that we got, and I know it always goes back to this, we always speak a lot, about players that aren't up to the level. We do as fans because we can see this player's not a Man United player in a normal decade. This player's not this player, not good enough. So Poch or Pep or Klopp or whoever it might be, I know there's theories to suggest they could, but what more would they get out of
a lot more?
Someone like Andreas Pereira, someone like Lingard, or someone like would they?
You know how you get more out of Pereira? You just don't play him. It's that simple, bro.
But then who'd you play instead of that with what we got, Rants?
You play what matter instead of him. Because you know what it is? At least if you've got a system. You just don't play him. If you've got a system, you can navigate with these, man. Because actually, even United Arena put out a thing, with like our XG and how we dominate games, bro. Like the facts are, this Premier League right now is the worst in terms of like teams dropping points. Like as much as we have players that are definitely not up to Manchester United level. We should be comfortably in the top floor with the points that we've dropped against teams who shouldn't be dropping it. Because everyone else is dying around us, bro. Every time someone else slips up, we can't take
The race to
advantage.
top four is horrible.
Exactly.
Awful.
It's a
just
joke.
like last
It's
year.
like nobody wants it.
Yeah. I saw a stat today that Chelsea on 30-something points have got the lowest point tally for a team in fourth since like the 03-04
Well, there
season.
you go. Like, even when we finished second, everyone was getting gassed. Man are finishing 20-odd points off the top. Like, come on. Like, use your sense, innit? When you look at what everyone else around us is doing, Frank Lampard has only been a coach for 2 years. And he's above us, and he hasn't had a transfer window yet. And then people want to compare him to Ole. Bro, like, he's a baby in this management thing compared to Ole, and he's doing a better job there. So, do you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be objective when you start looking at things. No, like, players like Daniel James, Pereira, like, even for me, Lindelof, not up to it. Do you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, when you look at what's going on around us, there's no excuse, yeah? Forget the big teams. Everyone's talking about what we do against the big teams. The teams below us that we should be dominating and beating comfortably, we're simply not doing that, bro.
You just don't see it. I mean, so with this short-term thing then, it's a mad one because nobody wants to go and get players just off 2 months. You just don't want to. But to give us a serious chance,
But we're not getting players off 2 months, bro, because we got rid of Sanchez and Lukaku and haven't replaced them. So we need a forward anyway.
Yeah, no, what I'm saying is that the players, we need forwards, but I'm saying we do still need the right ones. We don't just want to get one who's only going to last 4 months. But saying that, in the position that we're in, which is only 4 points off fourth, if we beat Burnley and Chelsea lose to Arsenal, you know, we're starting to close the gap even more or drop points against Arsenal. Could happen, you never know. Chelsea are inconsistent. What I'm saying is that, are you in the camp of, absolutely, we've got to go and get a striker that we needed anyway? I'm not saying I'm talking about this type of striker now because it's almost like the parameters have shifted. We've always needed a striker, a proper one, a Haaland for the next 5 years or whatever. But now Rashford's got injured for 2 to 3 months. It's almost like we need one for minimum this season to get us through. You know, some of the names on the table: Olivier Giroud, Cavani. Who else would you take?
I'll take either of them.
Dembele. That would be a longer term from Lyon. But like, are you now in the camp of absolutely go and get someone short term?
I am, but we won't. Do you know what I'm saying? Because we're useless. Like, that's why I'm putting it out of my head, bro. Like, because to be fair, Cavani would fit the mold perfectly. He's industrious. Like, he holds the ball up well. He guarantees you goals, and he's of an age that, like, you bring him in for 18 months, and it doesn't disrupt anything. It doesn't disrupt Mason coming through. It doesn't disrupt Rashford's development. It doesn't disrupt Martial's development. So that kind of signing is what we need. But again, when you look at like a team like Liverpool, if you look at the level, the difference in level between Origi and say their first choice front three, he's not of that level. But because they've got a system and a structure,
he can come in and
do bits. I'm worried for anyone that comes into this thing because we don't have a style of play. We don't really have anything consistent about us that even if they do come in and they're good, they could come in and just be rubbish, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Because they're coming into an absolute mess.
Yeah, and that's what I said on Sky actually on Thursday about Fernandes coming in.
He could come in and drown.
Do you know what? He might not even come in.
Yeah.
But
told man not to get excited.
It's mad. That's clearly going to drag on. We'll talk about that later in the show. But you know, for me, it was the fact that actually, yes, he's going to come with pressure because he's got a reputation for doing bits, and he's going to cost upwards of 60 million now. Yeah. However, a lot of it would be unfair pressure as well because he's coming into not a well-oiled machine, not a team that has a consistent way of playing in terms of Sporting. Yeah, okay, they're inferior to Benfica at the moment, but they've got a way of playing. He's the main man. He knows what he's doing. Yeah. He knows where players are going to be. He's got, 12, 13 goals, something like that this year already, or 15 goals, something like that.
Very good player.
Like, he's keeping ticking. To come into the Premier League in this Man United team would be like, oh, what's going on here? Like, where's that run? Oh, no one's coming to receive. Oh, I've got to do that. Like, there could be a lot of settling in periods. So you're right, I think. But at the same time, that isn't a reason why we shouldn't go and get these players because we still need them, innit? Like, we still have to make something happen.
The players mentioned wouldn't be on massive contracts. Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe Cavani would be on more. Like, the thing is, like, we're getting linked with Giroud. I don't think that will happen for the simple fact that he wanted to stay in London for his family anyway. That's why he made the move that he made.
Or go back.
Do you know what I'm saying?
To France. I think there's a lot of links of he'll go back home.
That's what I'm saying. But like someone like him that can actually hold the ball up and be a focal point and take the pressure off some of our players. I think we need that kind of player up front, innit? Like, at the moment. Because we're not playing fluid enough attacking football to say, oh yeah, let's get someone that's smaller, mobile, and this. That. We can't think like that. Like we need goals in it, and we've lost a lot of goals with Rashford. With older players, you guarantee consistency. That's one thing we haven't been able to guarantee from any of our forwards, not even Rashford. Do you know what I mean? So I think that it would be the sensible thing to do, but as you know, with Manchester United, that's very rarely the case. So I'm not holding on to anything. I think we'll end the window. And we won't bring anyone in. And if we do bring someone in,
don't even speak that into the atmosphere.
It will just be Bruno, and it will be on the last day with 10 minutes to go.
Yeah.
That's what it will be.
Don't speak them words into the atmosphere.
Bro.
You know what? I'm so angry. Like, even when I just, like, deep it, I'm just madly pissed off in terms of the preparation to lead us into this situation, because you can see it coming. And I don't care, man. This is my opinion, I think, I'm almost certain, especially with how we're run and how Ed Woodward moves and how the board moves, I think there's an element of them gassing up Ole and saying, money's there, don't worry, don't let them go. Let him go, we'll get this, I honestly think they've hung him out to dry. Forget the footballs. I do. I think I'm not saying the whole thing, because he would have obviously have said, yeah, all right, give the green light, let this player go. I'm happy with this, I get that. But I do think there's a portion of this pie, that is their blame, Rants. I have to say that, because
I'm not saying it's not their blame.
How have we let Lukaku leave, for £75 million, got half of Sanchez off a big wage bill, got Chris Smalling off the wage bill for most of the season or whatever. There's money there,
All
Rants.
of these things that he had to sanction. No, I don't think that there is money there, bro.
No, but then they're refusing to spend it.
No, exactly. So I'm saying there's not money there. I think Ole knows that. I think that Ole's just happy to be there. Like, some of the deluded comments this guy's come out with, like when he's asked about transfers and he can talk and he's like, oh, I'm happy here, this, that and the other, I'm happy with this, I'm happy. Bro, he's happy with everything. Even when we lose, he's happy, bro, because he's just happy to be in the job, bro. He's out of his depth. After yesterday, he's like, oh, it's not like Liverpool carve you open, they just go long. Liverpool were carving us open at will, bro. Mo Salah missed a tap in from 3 yards out. What game was he watching? The guy's talking rubbish, bro.
I didn't like when he said...
verbal diarrhea, blood.
When
That's
he kind of compared... Look, for me, say it in private, you can say it to the players if you think that's going to G your players up. But where he's gone, it was a better performance than it was last year. Don't get me wrong. All right, it is in terms of scoreline, but not really, because it's still lost by 2 goals. We lost 3-1.
We defended a lot better last year, bro. Like, they could have scored 6 goals yesterday, and we couldn't have said that we were hard done by. What is this guy on? The bar is on the floor, bruv. Yeah. When man's saying that, how can you come out after
I didn't like that. I didn't like that. Bro. If you feel that's going to get the best out of your players when you're trying to G them up and say, listen, you competed in spells. We put Liverpool under little bits of pressure. Yes, they were comfortable. We never truly looked like scoring apart from the Martial chance. But let me put this into context. I don't think yesterday's performance was atrocious.
I don't.
That's the first thing. Yeah. I didn't see players not trying. I didn't see players not trying to run around, and I didn't see players hiding. I saw one team that is the finished article and is the best team in Europe, and I saw another team that is way off that, that competed in spells and showed a little bit of courage to try and get on the ball and disrupt Liverpool's rhythm, which they did, but were ultimately not good enough to find that cutting edge to make a real meaningful chance, apart from that Martial one, which Pereira set up, to be fair to him. Other than that, the rest of it was the same. And the golfing class between the two teams, I think that little, I said it to Ricky in the fan cam, that little 15-minute period at the end that we had, or 10-minute period at the end, where I said that was kind of like fake pressure.
Yeah, because Liverpool knew that.
Do you know what I'm saying? Van Dijk was like, I saw him, he's right in front of me, he's going, right, come with me, everyone, the lot's got the ball, right? Head that out, that's cool. Right, come up again, right, cool. Oh, it's going back to the left-hand side.
They never felt in danger at any...
But Alisson Becker was not scrambling across his line, pulling out save after save. We didn't actually create chances from it. It was a decent bit of pressure in their half, a bit of possession in their half, which, okay, should we celebrate that because we're that far off Liverpool? Probably not. But in the context of the game, that's one thing I want to get out there, because I think what a lot of people will try and do with this is go... they did all right. At least we didn't get beat 5-0, 6-0. I get that, but that first 10-minute period of the second half, we should have lost.
The bar is
easy, comfortable.
The floor, blood. Yeah. It's on the floor. Yeah. And I tell you what, if Moyes said some of the stuff that Ole said, you lot would have been flying planes and burning effigies, mate. Do you know what I mean? But no one's saying anything about it. The bar's on the floor. It's a disgrace, isn't it? No Manchester United manager should be coming out with some of the stuff that I've heard this guy say over the last 16 16 plus months. It's a disgrace, bro. I don't care. Yes, there are problems upstairs. Yes, we do need to get the Glazes out. Yes, we do need to get Woodward out. Yes, we do. That's where the focus needs to be. But as I said before, yeah, like, if you've got a house, yeah, and there's a leak in the roof and the boiler's not working, so what? So what? Because everything's broken, you're just going to leave everything, bro? Nah. You know what I mean? Even if you have to change things little by little, yeah, the thing that we can affect most quickly right now is getting the right man in, bro. And that's not him. And if you still think it's him, yeah, then you say you want what's best for the club. I disagree, bro. Because it's a joke, innit? It's clear to see that you wouldn't accept this from anyone else other than him. He's the least qualified out of every single manager who come in. We got even Jamie Carragher defending us. That's how sorry man feels for us.
And I think with Jamie Carragher, because he has literally zero affiliations to the club, like, he's going in. He ain't got no friendship to Ole. He's got no alliance.
Manchester United should not have that as a manager, bro. He said you got to get best in the class. Do you know what I mean? Or let's just all just admit that we ain't nothing no more. Let's do that. Then I'll be happy with Ole.
Well, Rants, it took 30 years, and this is where I'm just bringing in the other side to it, yeah. And I know what your reaction is going to be, but I'm putting it as a discussion base out there because we have to look at all angles. Liverpool, it took them 30 years to try and get it right. It took them 30 years to try and get it right, yeah.
Liverpool did not have the spending power that we had. They were poorly run. They had dead owners as well. The recruitment was bad. Like, Keane come out saying, they had some good managers. No, they didn't. Do you know what I mean? Rafa Benitez is the only decent manager that I can remember them having. Do you know what I mean? Hodgson and them, man. When they had Brendan wasn't the Brendan he is now. Do you know what I'm saying?
He was still a decent manager.
He was still a decent manager.
Win the title.
Exactly. Yeah. And he had them playing good football. But before that, Kenny Dalglish and that, they had some joke of managers. They had joke players. They're exactly where we are right now. The difference is, yeah, we've got the spending power, yeah. We do actually have the spending power that they don't have. It's just that we're run by a bunch of clowns, innit? I don't want to hear no 30 years excuses. This isn't a 30-year job. This is a 3-year maximum job with the right people with the right people in charge.
Do you fear, I hate to even speak this into the atmosphere, that we could be anywhere near that without winning the title? Because if the Glazes and Ed Woodward stay for the next 25 years...
But they won't. The reason why they won't...
How do you know?
The reason why they won't is because the revenue will be impacted eventually. It will be. You can't keep losing and making money. Do you know what I mean? Like, the glass is going to overflow at some point and they will cash out. We don't know how long that's going to be. We don't know if it's going to be in 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, but it will happen eventually. That's the only saving grace, brother. And if that needs to happen... then it needs to happen, innit? But stop pretending, yeah, that we're this attractive big club that we once were. We're a joke right now, bro.
And to finish off on this section, because we're going to move on, I know you wanted to touch on some of the post-match stuff afterwards. You know, you had Carragher and Keane in a heated debate. You had Evra putting his 10 pence in, Evra was trying to wind them up at some stage, but other times he completely disagreed with Keane. Yeah. I liked what he said in terms of, if Pogba plays, it's Pogba's fault. If Pogba doesn't play, it's Pogba's fault. He should just leave.
Yeah.
Do you know what? That is probably the truest statement. Like, whether you see Pogba as the villain and never interested and a money merchant, or whether you see Pogba as the victim in this, in terms of he's damned if he does, damned if he doesn't. I think that is the truest statement. In fact, actually, he said all of the time when he's not even here, we've been talking about a manager and the players. And a player in Pogba when he's not even playing.
But this is why
he said it's a disrespect. He said it's a disrespect to this fixture. We should be talking about Manchester United and Liverpool. So I agree with that. But Roy Keane was going in with how he felt. He said, just to recap, for that some of you haven't seen it, he was saying, give the man time. He said and Carragher challenged that and said, well, you wanted Jose to give more time. He goes, yeah, I did want Jose. He's even said, what, you're telling me David Moyes shouldn't have got more than 8 months at this club? He's saying. It'd be interesting to see what a lot of Manchester United fans think, because a lot of Manchester United fans always agree with what Keane says, and that's fine. But I guarantee a lot of the I haven't really met, I don't think I've met any Man United fans who was not behind the sacking of David Moyes.
Yeah, apart from Gary Neville.
Yeah, because he's a manager and doesn't agree with managers.
You know what it is, yeah?
So
you see
that's very interesting.
The Sky panel, which happens to be the Failed Managers Association, with Roy Keane, Graham Souness and Gary Neville. These men are always talking about give managers time, because maybe they're going to go back into management and they know they're just not up for it and they want to make some more money. Do you know what I mean? That's just all it is. Roy Keane's a joker anyway. I don't agree with 99.9% of what he said. Yeah, great footballer and this, that and the other, but the guy's toxic, mate. Do you know what I mean? And that's just what it is. He's just talking rubbish.
What do you think he... Actually, I'm not going to ask you, because I'll put forward what I think why he thinks give Ole time. So he's basically saying, I know he got his maths a bit wrong because he was like, how long's he been,
Yeah,
how
well,
long's
there
he
you
been
go.
in it?
Sometimes
But he's
they
saying,
should just stick to kicking
he's
footballs
saying,
because the maths is off, the football knowledge is off. That's
the
why he
management
failed as a
style's off.
manager.
He's
Do you know
saying,
what I mean?
Rants, he's saying that, you know, give him the sufficient transfer windows. He's working with players who aren't good enough. Liverpool stuck with the likes of Klopp and give him the time to implement his style.
Didn't Klopp
They
get to
backed him.
a European final in his first season?
They backed
with a
him.
dead
Hold
squad?
on. Let me just put it out. Hold on, because this is why I didn't ask you to put forward what he sees. I'm just putting it out there. And the fourth reason is that you can't keep sacking managers all the time, etc., etc. Then obviously he also said Martial's not good enough. This is why, because he missed that chance, etc., etc. That's why I think.
This is why he's a dead manager.
Why do you think he's? Can you see any of the reasons why they're like in terms of giving time?
These men don't watch football, you know. You can tell when Roy Keane says things, he don't watch football, bro, unless he's being paid to watch it and he's in the Sky studio. He's talking rubbish. Jurgen Klopp, yeah, if you saw the squad that he inherited, European final, won it. Gonna win the Premier League. This is what good managers do. Then he compared Frank Lampard and said, oh yes, because Lampard's English and that. Obviously he's Irish, innit? So that's the chip on his shoulder. It's not because Lampard's English. Lampard's been a coach for 2 years. He's a real club legend. Do you know what I mean? At Chelsea, like real bad man there, so they're going to give him time. He's had no windows. He's above us, and he's actually playing youth, and they play better football than us. Do you know what I'm saying? And
There's your reasons.
There's your reasons, innit? Like, what's this guy talking about? He don't have a Scooby-Doo, bro.
I have to say, when he said, what did Pep do in his first season? Well, what I saw Pep do in his first season, and Jamie Carragher said, got him Champions League football. I was like, then what Pep done in his first season is this. He came and implemented the style straight away.
Got rid of Joe Hart immediately.
Immediately.
Even before a ball was kicked, because he came in and knew what he wanted to do.
The players he had Kalishi at left back, he had Sagna at right back, Dimichelis was still there, and Mangala, these kind of man.
These dead ballers.
Not good enough.
Nope.
Wiped them out, got Champions League football.
Immediately.
Everyone was saying how Sterling's a dead buy for 50 million.
And now Sterling's one of their main players.
And he's improved all of them players. Sane in, got him up to levels. Yes, long-term injury. So I don't see that comparison in terms of saying, well, what did Pep do in his first season? Bro, he didn't do anything.
Pep and Ole been coaches for the same amount of time. It's disrespectful to compare Ole to Pep, Klopp, and all of these man. Do you know what I mean? Like,
don't get me wrong, Rants. You know my thoughts on the situation in terms of coming on here and being, he's done, bruv, he's this, he's that, get him out. I get that.
No, but my thing is,
I still do see.
Stick to facts, innit? Like,
yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah,
but I don't mind the giving him time
clearly
thing.
Don't watch football
I don't mind
outside of Manchester United, and even some of his knowledge on the current players that we have shows me that he don't even really watch Man United week in, week out. He don't. It's a disgrace. A man thinks because he's the loudest in the room and he can try bully man that means he's right, bro. Trying to bully Carragher, and I'm glad that Carragher stood up to him. I was like, you're talking rubbish, bro.
He basically said that, but without saying
you would have given what? You would have given Moyes more time for what? Do you know what I mean? Moyes was talking nonsense, but you know what I'm saying?
But what about when Keane says, and again, devil's advocate, Keane says, what, are you telling me that all these men are crap managers? Like, he's saying Jose, LVG, they've man with proven track records, failing at the club. Then you've got Ole, inexperienced, David Moyes at that level, inexperienced, failing. So that shows the flaws within the club, though.
Yes,
Keane's got a point there.
They were bad appointments, but what that shows is that the club is not run very well from the top, but he had an opportunity to say that, and he didn't say that. Do you know what I mean? He had an opportunity.
He didn't once go at any of the owners.
He didn't go at the
Well,
Glazes
they asked him, and he said, "I don't know." He said, "I don't."
They asked him, and he skipped over. You know why he doesn't know? Because he's not involved at the club no more. Because man's been ousted, and he's still bitter because Fergie dashed him on his ass, bro. That's what it is. That's why he doesn't know what's going on at the club, because you're not welcome there, bro. And that's where the bitterness comes from. You see what I'm saying? The guy is always looking for an opportunity to kick, but then when he can talk about the Glazes Woodward, you don't know what's going on because he's probably not interested, bro.
Well, one thing we can all agree on is Gary Neville did speak on his podcast to finish off this bit, and he did say...
But until he does it on Sky, I don't care.
I know, he did say, well, people are going to... It goes out on Sky, people are going to hear it.
Yeah, put it
and
out.
It's out there, and the comments are flying around out there. He was just... Which is true. It's not about Glazers or nothing. He's just saying... This just hurts in terms of I grew up, as in him, in an era where Liverpool completely dominated. Then he was lucky enough and fortunate enough with hard work and dedication to play in the Manchester United era that retook that crown. And now, post his playing career, he's having to witness this. I think all Man United fans can accept that pain.
He's got the profile, so now you got the platform. Now you can mobilise something, get the protests going, and let's get them out of the club, boy. Do you know what I mean, Gary? No, if you care so much, then do it, innit?
Let us know your thoughts on this first section, guys, in regards to who we should bring in this short-term fix. how you see some of Solskjaer's comments and some of the things he says in the pre and post match press conferences, Roy Keane's comments, and some of the pundits out there. Rants has obviously made his feelings clear on that. All right, let's hit up the question section, man. We don't get a chance. We usually, there's so much to talk about. The question section's been getting smaller and smaller, so I want to do quite a few questions today. Okay. This is from Twitter. This is from OTN Eltino Arnold on Twitter. He says, hey Flex, my man, hope you're good. Thanks for the good work. Keep doing your thing, giving us as fans a voice, etc, etc. Respect for that, bro. 100%. Quick question. Do you think Man United have money to actually even do transfers in summer? And if not, how long do you think the Glazes will stay around?
I don't think
Do you think there's money there?
No. Bro, from what
do you think there's money there, but they don't want to spend it, or there has to be money there? Bro,
there is money there, but as I said, I think that the Glazers are using Manchester United money to fund their other ventures. Do you know what I mean? So they're fleecing the club, and then on top of that, I've heard that United are still paying down instalments for loads of business that they've done previously. So they've still got money going out on previous transfers, previous managers' contracts, etc, etc, etc. So actually, they're taking that out of the transfer budget.
And we laugh at Arsenal for doing the instalments thing with Pepe and all that, but what the actual sticking point is with us and
Bro, we only just finished paying David Moyes the other day.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, people forget that. When you sack a manager early, you still have to pay them yearly,
of course.
You know, for
that's why
contract.
they leave like, all right, cool.
Yeah. So,
and they're going to get another job in the meantime.
Don't think that 8 million a year is not coming out the transfer budget, because it is, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? So you got to think about that.
How long do you think the Glazers will be around for?
I think they got 2 more years maximum at the club. I don't think
you think?
Yeah.
I think they're going to keep milking it dry.
I don't think they will, because I just feel like it has to get to a point where the fan base mobilise. Like, most of the people out here making noise are like the overseas fans, but the fans here specifically just need to get together, put their differences aside, and get these idiots out. Because we could do it in one weekend. I'm on it. I'm 100% on doing a madness. I'm on it, bro.
It's got to be more than one weekend.
Bro, I'll sleep outside the stadium, fam. I swear, on my life.
Did you set up a tent and sleep outside?
Bro, on my life, if all of these United fans that were out there, regardless of what you think about fan channels or what you think about, bruv, we can all agree on the Glazers. Man, get together, 100,000 of us, and chill outside Old Trafford and not move, blood.
What about
Call the police, I don't care.
What about this one, which is always a difficult one? It really is always a difficult one, and it makes me feel uncomfortable discussing it, because I feel like when you love a football club, like we do, you have that affiliation. Not going to games. No, let's go to games and walk out. Let's go to games and walk out. Real talk, I'm on it. I don't care who you are, any Man United fan club or whatever that you have. I don't care what your opinions are on players, whatever. We can all agree on this. Hit me up in the DMs, bro. I don't care. I'm happy. 20,000 people just walk out in the middle of a game. I'm on it. Trust me. Live on Sky. Because that I feel that's the real big message. Bro, it's so hard to
live on Sky.
I know people say give up season tickets and the next person's just gonna take it. But that walking out at, like, say, I don't know, we spent only 50 million today, so we're gonna walk this summer, so we're walking 50.
Bounce. I'm on it, bro. What was the net spend? Well, the net spend was like, what, 60 million? Yeah, 60th minute, we just walk out, blood. 10,000 of us. I'm on it. Live on Sky. Make sure it's a Sky game. Just leave.
But Rants.
Bro,
hold on a sec. Let me put this.
No. Liverpool, them man walked out,
I know, but listen.
Let's walk, bro.
Listen. Paying for a ticket and then walking out.
But we've already paid for it anyway, bro. So you might as well walk out.
No, but that's what I'm saying, though. It's not hurting their pockets.
No, because it will kill the share prices when man see...
And the image of the club, and just to see fans
Of course, it will ruin it, bro. The share prices will go through the floor, bro. I'm on it. I don't care. Any leaders of any members' clubs or whatever, I don't care what you are, what you believe in, whether you hate Pogba or you hate Martial, you hate...
Whether they hate you.
You can hate me. You can hate me. I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
I'm joking. Because,
bruv, like,
it's about something that we can all unite on and agree.
Bruv, I don't care. I don't like you either, but this is about the club. This ain't about my personal feelings. Do you know what I'm saying? So really, if you want to do something constructive, instead of tweeting nonsense, then we can all link up and we can do this. Because I'll tell you what, we got the biggest platform. We got the most engagement, and they're not going to do this on Sky. Do you know what I'm saying? So if you really want to do something, you need us, whether you like us or not. It's that simple. I just think it's important that I think the decision on the manager will always divide opinion, no matter what club it is. Some people think it shouldn't divide opinion. Some people think there's not even an argument or a debate to be had. You should always just back the manager no matter what. Other people take a different stance. But what we all know as Manchester United fans is the real issue. Bro, whether you're Ole in or out, whether you're
doesn't matter.
In or out, whatever, it don't matter really. We all want these guys out of here. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay. I know we swore. So let's link up and get these men out the club. I guarantee you it's easier than you think.
Life B Sonu says, why is Carragher the most outspoken pundit against the Glazers? I think that's easy because he's got no ties with the club, not looking to work for MUTV or come back to Old Trafford anytime soon, obviously. So we can just say it as it is.
And he's got no emotional attachment to the club either.
None of them are his mates.
None of them.
Ollie's not his friend. He doesn't have Ollie on WhatsApp.
Exactly. He's holding Manchester United to the esteem that he would hold Liverpool at, and so he should. Do you know what I mean? Two biggest clubs in the country. That's how you need to be looking at it. Everything he said, I completely agree with, and it's painful, bro.
This is from Isaac AFC, Arsenal fan. Says, do you think Man City still compete consistently at an elite level when Pep leaves? Yes, I do.
Absolutely, because the infrastructure of the club is there.
Yeah,
have you seen their youth system? Have you seen their training facilities?
Yeah, and the way they invest, the money's also readily there.
Manchester City were preparing for Pep years before, and they'll prepare for life after Pep before they know he's leaving. Manchester City will not wait till Pep's gone and then rush and be like, boom. They probably already know who the next manager is. That's the difference. So Manchester City will continue to be top 2 in the country unless United pull their finger out soon.
I agree with the sheer quality of players that they have. You got to be a real poor manager to go in there and
they
not
were winning
get
stuff with
not get
Mancini
football.
and that, bro. Man, are going on like Pellegrini ain't got a league title.
I think Big Sam could go there and win the league.
Yeah,
with that
absolutely.
Team. Bit of organisation,
go to set pieces as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't remember too many City set pieces.
I don't know if that's when Merson said during the week, Klopp. Yeah, well, you know, Klopp. He is that good. He could get Rotherham promoted to the Premier League. He's that good.
And that's when Patrice ever picked up the glass and was like, blood, hey, Merson's back on the sauce, you know, like that, man.
Hold that, Paul Merson. Love Paul Merson. Thoughts on this is from @disciple_Bobby. Liverpool fan. We're not biased out here. We'll take your comments. Thoughts on Pastor Fred's performance. Acknowledgement of Luke Shaw's efforts. Allez, allez, allez. # 6 times at the end, little dig there. But first of all, Fred's performance against Liverpool, I thought he was very good.
Presence, blood. I told you, bruv, the best midfielder on the pitch by a mile.
He was good.
Told man about Fred, and he done it against Barca. He done it against PSG. This guy is a world-class central midfielder, like him or not.
For that type of role,
world-class, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Look at
world-class,
world-class,
very good,
world-class, bro. Look at Gini Wijnaldum, yeah, very good player, yeah.
But he's got to be world-class as well, then.
Yeah, bro. Now in that system, he is. But Wijnaldum's not doing what he does for Liverpool in our team, because our team's dead. Do you know what I'm saying? Our system's dead. Fred is carrying that midfield on his own. He does the running of 2 players, but then he's got a killer ball in him. Bro, he's got it all, bro. I'm telling you, like, I saw it from early. Like,
I think with better midfielders around,
too much quality. Imagine a midfield, of a Pogba, Fred, and Bruno, blood.
Yeah, that it's a shame that's almost not going to happen.
That's almost not going to happen, bro. That's proper. And
the only not bad thing, but the only annoying thing about yesterday's game is that some of them chances fell to Fred in terms because shooting's not his best attribute.
Someone else. It's not.
Yeah, the first one that was just past the near post right in front of me actually nearly hit me, and then the second one Alisson just kind of beat it away. But yeah, you kind of
he bossed that midfield on his own.
I thought he did well.
He bossed
and Rants, listen. I know your thoughts on Luke Shaw.
No, Luke Shaw played well.
He played.
I'll put it out there.
Yeah, good. Because this is important because people think that you're unable.
Luke Shaw played well.
He did.
Do you know
considering
what I mean?
the role he had.
I think, not considering. I think that role is his best position. His best position. You know why? Because he can't get forward, mate. You know what I mean? Luke Shaw can't.
Do you know what? There was a couple of times he done one touch one time and the ball was coming through. Did you see that? I was like, I said to the guy next to me, I said, what Luke Shaw's this?
But didn't I tell you, bruv, he's got tech, bro. And he can dribble. I did say that as well. He can dribble, but he ain't got the fitness. So he doesn't make the runs that Brandon Williams makes because he knows he don't have the lungs to get back. Luke Shaw's technically a good player, you know,
what I noticed from that position is a couple of times he did kind of branch out with the ball, kind of went round Brandon Williams.
He knows that he's got 2 centre-backs behind him and he's got cover here. He doesn't trust in his own fitness when he's playing in a 4. That's why when he doesn't do the overlaps, he kind of comes inside and tries to receive
But the problem is we can't really afford to be setting up with 5 across the back like that.
Luke Shaw can play as a left centre-back because he's not fit. Let's not play games, innit? Defensively, he's good. You very rarely see him get beaten all ends up, innit? But going forward, he doesn't offer nothing. So that left centre-back role is actually perfect to mask Brandon Williams, who isn't amazing defensively, and Luke Shaw, who's not amazing attacking-wise. So for both of them...
But the problem is we can't play that system game in game
out.
We can't base off... Yeah, exactly.
And we shouldn't. And that's
so
why
you're saying the only way he plays is that?
The only way he plays is there. Do you know what I'm saying? And then even with Brandon Williams, if he stays on, yeah, he tackles Mo Salah. He does. Daniel James got flicked like a bogey, fam, by Salah. I tell you what, Williams would have had not only the pace but the tenacity. He would have just broke, man, cleaned him out. Do you know what I mean? So it's just one of them things where I think that Luke Shaw played very well. I think other than Freddie, was probably our best player.
Okay. This is from @nsnebo. I like this question. Best match you've ever seen that didn't involve United? I think one that stands out in my head. Barca PSG. Yeah. I'm going to go further back than that and say Liverpool against Newcastle.
Which one?
At Anfield. I think it was like 4-4.
Yeah, there was
an
Arsenal. There was an Arsenal Newcastle game that was 4-4 as well.
Yeah,
wasn't
that game,
that
Arsenal
game
Newcastle.
Was a mad
the Arsenal Reading game, which was like 6-3, 7-3. I'm trying to think of mad games.
Even this season, the Leicester game, blood. Man just kept pumping them. Well, how much was it? 8?
Yeah, 9. Yeah,
Bro, I remember I was in the pub, chilling, and then every time I kind of turned around, Leicester was celebrating. I was like, this ain't the same match. You know, I was like, what?
I'd say the Watford game against Leicester in the Championship where Almunia saved the penalty.
Oh, and then he went down the other end.
And then they ran up the other end.
Banked.
And Deeney banged it in.
Yeah. What was that? To get to the playoffs?
That was to get to the playoffs. I think it was to get to the playoffs.
It was.
I don't even think... Did Watford go up that season as well after that? Or did they still not go? I can't remember. But anyway...
No, that's what got them promoted.
Did they go up from that? I think they might have got to a final from that.
I think that's the season they went up. Because like Troy was saying that that was one of his...
highlights.
One of the highlights. But obviously playing in the cup final was more, innit?
And he Watford fans would be screaming, saying, it's the year we went up, whatever. Apologies. But that moment when they... Because that... To concede a penalty at that moment, and then he knocked out, I remember...
Mad thing.
He obviously should score last minute of the game, and then to go on a counter attack and win the game because it was on aggregate. That's it. They won it on aggregate. So it must have been to get to a final because it was on aggregate. Yeah. So that was mad.
There's a few games, but I think just because the quality of the goals, I just remember that Arsenal Newcastle game. I was scratching my head like, what the?
That was mad. That was mad.
Like, there's very rarely when you see a high scoring game and like most of the goals are of like a high quality. You know them ones where you look at the goals and you're like, you know what, you can't blame no one for them goals. Man, just getting rust from that
Tottenham comeback last year against Ajax was mad.
Oh yeah, blood. The hat trick from the Brazilian youth.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a proper Lucas Nora.
That was sick. Also, it was a El Clasico. The El Clasico where
Mourinho got rust 5-1 innit at home. Blood fire! I watched that in a sports bar. I think I was in the sports bar in Piccadilly with the man them watching that. They got rust.
Yeah, Mourinho got mad at that. And the one where they had to clap Ronaldinho.
Oh yeah,
when he scored, he sat Ramos on his ass, I think, or whatever it was.
Ronaldinho brace.
And the man them just went, "Yo, do you know what I'm saying?"
Bro, love football,
probably that. I'm just gonna go through some random questions here. Without Rash, this is from Instagram. This is from King Wavy. Without Rashford, McTominay, Pogba, do you think United are going to get top 4?
I didn't think they were going to get them with them. You know what I'm saying? I think United will still get 5th or 6th, like most of us predicted before the season started. Could be worse than that because I do believe that the worst results are to come for United now without Rashford.
This is an interesting question. I think you'll probably say yes though, but I'm not so sure. Do you think Fred will walk into that Liverpool midfield?
Yeah.
Bearing in mind Fabinho was on the bench yesterday.
I do think he'll walk into that midfield because
over who?
I think probably ahead of Gini because they're similar in stature.
Nah.
I think so.
Rants. Ronaldo scores goals, man. He twists his man up. He ain't better than him, Rants.
It don't matter. I think he is.
You think that?
I think he is.
You think if Liverpool had Fred right now, they'd play him instead of Ronaldo?
Bro, it's not even instead of Ronaldo. Bro, I think that Klopp would rate Fred very, very highly.
I think he would rate him.
Not just his use of the ball, but you see Fred's mobility, yeah? He's a very... I don't
think he's more mobile than Ronaldo. Ronaldo's wickedly mobile as well.
Yeah, but the pace. Fred's pace is mad, bro. Bro, he clocked the highest speed at the club.
I saw Ronaldo stick it through Fred's legs yesterday.
Yeah, and I saw Fred not Mega Man as well. No, he stuck it through Maguire's legs, blood.
Was it? No, that was that. And he did one on Fred as well.
And then Fred not make the brother as well, bro. They're both mad techie. Bro, they're both wavy ballers, but bro,
he's not better than Ronaldo, man.
For me,
he's not, Rants.
For me, he is. We haven't seen Fred in that Liverpool midfield. That's all I can say in it because I tell you what, bro.
He's even better than Henderson.
Looks like a world beater.
That's what I'm saying in that system.
Yes, he is better than Henderson. Come on now.
Is he?
Henderson looks like a world beater.
Is he 100% though?
100%. Henderson looks like a world beater now. You put Henderson in Man United, we'll be calling him like a dead McTominay. We would, bro. Like that.
So you're saying it's about systems?
That system has made many people look amazing. Just like Arsene Wenger's system made a lot of Arsenal men look good, and then they left Arsenal and died, bro. There's a long list of men that left Arsenal and never looked.
Even Oxlade in centre mid.
But
You could argue you'd rather have him than Fred.
He should have been playing centrally for Arsenal, though.
I think that's a big shout to say he gets into their team.
Yeah, bro. I think he does. I think he gets into any midfield, in the top 6.
Okay, we've got to wrap it up. I can see Josh behind the camera saying, "No, let's go." Listen, the next couple of games are Burnley. You expecting to win? No Rashford. Burnley just turned over Leicester.
Draw.
You think?
Yeah.
I think we'll just edge past that one. Won't be pretty, but we'll edge past. Then the replay of Watford and Tranmere will be our opponents in the FA Cup, and then I think it's Wolves after that as well. So yeah, some big games. You think we'll get round past Wolves or Tranmere? Sorry, Watford or Tranmere. Watford will make loads of changes.
Yeah, I think.
But it'll be at their place though.
United will deal.
But saying that, Rants, we're that bad. We could go to Watford, play against their under 23s or half their under 23s and still lose.
Yeah, but I think we'll have too much for them. Do you know what I'm saying? Trust me, I'm not optimistic, but I'm gonna draw the line somewhere in it. I think we beat Watford's second team.
Only because they're second.
Yeah, and I think Burnley is a draw, and I think Wolves is probably a loss.
Oh, at home.
Yeah.
You think we're losing at them now? Yeah. Because Rashford's not there?
Yeah. Not just because Rashford's not there. I just think that right now...
It's bleak.
it's peak, bro. Like, I can't even lie. Do you know what I mean?
But we'll have Bruno Fernandes by then.
We've already given Wolves...
And Cavani.
We've already given Wolves the L.
And Giroud.
So we're going to
lose Danny Ings.
We've already beaten Wolves and we don't beat Wolves, so they owe us one. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, drop your views in the comments in the boxes below about everything we've discussed today, as per usual. Rants, pick up the socials.
At Rants and Mants on Twitter and Instagram for all your trolling needs.
Absolutely. There's been less trolling in 2020. You're trying to new character.
Nah, bro, I still be trolling, yeah. But the thing is, like, it just depends, innit? Obviously, man's got a lot on. I'm training for my fight. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Obviously, the links are for my GoFundMe as well for
yeah, they'll be in the description
for the bushfires and that in Australia. Man's raising money for that. Do you know what I mean? So,
good luck with that, whoever the opponent may be.
So I'm just concentrating on fighting.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Cool.
And that's just what it is on my training and stuff. And obviously just doing good things, innit? But people will still get trolled. Don't get twisted. I'm still active.
I'm FlexU2D across all of the socials. You lot know where to find me: Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And more importantly, make sure you guys are following the United Stand across all its platforms. Make sure you're checking out the United Stand website as well. Joy's put a lot of effort and planning into that. It looks fabulous.
We've got the United Stand News
looks
as well.
Wicked. United Stand News on Twitter. Follow that. And we've got some really exciting stuff coming up as well. The stuff with Andy Cole will be coming out probably
stuff with our football team
in February
as well.
sometime. Stuff with the football team.
That should be out this week, hopefully.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Depending on how the editing's coming along, but we got some good content.
Peace. See you guys next week.
Big thank you to you guys for watching the latest of our videos, and if you want to check out more, make sure you do that just to the right of me. We are the biggest and best Manchester United channel in the world. Make sure you check us out on all of the socials as well: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. The socials are along the bottom. Peace.